Hey guys, Izzy from Endless RVing. I'm out here with Keith from InTech. Behind us, it is the InTech Sol Horizon with the Rover package. This is one of your the most popular trailer in the InTech line. So we're gonna go through a full detailed walkthrough, let you know everything that's going on with this. Keith is gonna be leading the way. I'll be asking the questions. Stay tuned.
All right, so up here in the front of the unit, right from the start, you'll see this aluminum chassis that we have. And that's really unique to InTech. We actually build all of our own chassis in-house. They are solid aluminum all the way throughout, and it's welded all the way around. And that's not it. We also do the entire cage of this unit that way. So if you were to strip back the fiberglass on this thing, you would see this aluminum cage structure that's all welded together as well, and then welded down to that base frame.
So when you weld a construction like this, a framing, how is that an advantage or disadvantage to a customer?
So imagine you're driving down the road, right, and most RVs are going to be laminated walls that are stapled or screwed together. So as you're going down the road, all those items are trying to twist free from one another. And now you have all your cabinetry hanging from them, all your caulk seams along your roof are in those. So while all that's moving, it's starting to break all that down, where this is one solid structure going down the road. It's not trying to pull apart from itself.
And I would imagine, you jump in if I'm wrong, when you're designing your own chassis, your walls, that allows you to be maybe a little more flexible in how you actually design the unit.
It gives us a lot of freedom. You'll notice a lot of shape and style and design put into our units. And as we go through our process and talk about it, there's a lot of items we try to build in-house and fabricate on our own for that very reason, so we can control it.
So one thing I noticed that's kind of unique on here, if you look at the front area of the frame, there's like some metal, I don't know, rack on there.
Yeah.
You want to explain what that is?
So this is a tongue platform. What you're going to see is, like you said, we're looking at the Sol Horizon, but you'll notice it says Rover right here. The Rover package is our off-road package. It's going to give you a handful of different things on the unit, one of those being this tongue tie-down platform. So it's a nice spot where if you have a generator, firewood, items like that you want to add to the exterior of it, you can actually tie down right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then another thing that's really kind of like the big thing that InTech's known for, right, is this giant windshield up front.
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so in all of our cap designs, we put this huge windshield. I mean, one of the biggest complaints inside smaller campers in particular is claustrophobic feeling.
Yeah.
Like, you're going camping to be outdoors and to experience it. And this gives you that feel from the inside. From the exterior, it just adds a neat look to the overall unit. Now, this is a 3-ply laminated glass, so it's just like a car windshield is. If you were to get a chip in it, you could repair it. We also send them all out with windshield covers. So you can put that over the front of the unit when you run down the road. You don't have to worry about rocks coming up and creating problems.
So this is a non-slide unit, and we did a video talking about slide versus slides, the advantages and disadvantages. We'll link that above. But something like this, the length, what's the weight on this?
So this is going to weigh just under 3,400 pounds, depending how you have it equipped. And you're going to be 19 feet length overall. So very maneuverable. You can use a lot of mid-sized SUVs with it. You can get in and out of parking lots easy with it. It's not too big to tow around.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for maybe newer RVers, and there's a lot of them out there. You may not have a big truck to pull a big trailer, so you may be able to pull this with what you have, which is going to save you a bunch of money. So this unit itself has a very unique shape that you can see from the outside. So what is the purpose of that design? What does it allow?
So we call it our tilt forward design, and as you're looking at the cap, you see it angling forward over the A-frame. And what that does is now we've got a 19-foot long unit, and we've got probably about an extra 16, 18 inches interior space because of pushing that cap forward. What that tilt forward does, it really gives you a lot of extra interior space on the same size unit.
And then I also noticed you have, I guess, a little bit different of an awning that comes on most trailers. You want to explain? It looks like you have the Thule.
So we use the Thule awning. You can get it two ways. You get a manual crank or a power one on that. It's a 10-foot awning, comes out and has legs that go down to the ground and offers some nice coverage. All right, so back here you'll see a few more options that this unit has. This would typically just be a storage compartment, or you can option in our exterior kitchen with a griddle. Here it's just a slide out tray. This one only has the griddle option. There's also a refrigerator that can add right here. Nice and easy to keep the food cold outside. Down right below you'll see a little LP port. That's what's going to hook up to your griddle. Or if you have portable items you want to hook up to that, you can as well. Off to the side then we have a hose spray port. So this just pulls out and hooks up right here, gives you exterior water. And then also down this side, you'll see with our Rover package that we talked about a little bit earlier, You're going to notice a different decal set that comes on this unit. You're also going to get the off-road tires, so that goes to an ST235 tire on there, and the unit's lifted. So you get about 3 inches of additional ground clearance when you purchase this Rover package.
So now we're in the back of the unit, and again, there's more windows, and you're really gonna see how this opens things up when we go inside. But one thing I noticed was there's a huge air conditioner on the roof, if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we went with a 13.5 BTU AC. A nice thing about having an oversized one in a unit like this is with that big front glass, if you were on a really hot day and had that sun beating in, you'd still have no problem keeping it cool enough on the interior.
Yeah, you'd always want more. We actually have 2 of those on our unit, but we're 37 feet, so I can only imagine how cold it gets in here.
Yeah.
A couple other things I saw, you have pre-wired for rear view camera and then LEDs. So would you guys chose to go LEDs, I guess, just because that's the trend?
Yeah, all the lighting's LED. Of course, you know, with trying to do more and more off batteries, the less draw you can have is always good. And then just the brightness of an LED light versus a incandescent.
And then you have just pretty much a carrying hitch in the back. What's that rated for?
Yeah, you got a 2-inch receiver, which is rated at 100 pounds, so you can throw bikes on the back end there to tow those along with you.
So one thing I noticed for such a small unit is the rear storage is pretty good. It's actually quite big. And you're telling me that if you don't get the kitchen, it's an option. The kitchen's an option. You can have full pass-through.
Correct. So if you don't have that, you would see all the way through this compartment into the other side there.
And then the flooring's all infinity weave, and you have a magnetic catch on top. And this door is pretty hefty, which is really nice. Now, if you just want to talk about what size, you know, how water heater you have and some other things that are going on the driver's side.
Yeah, so you have a 6-gallon water heater. It's going to run off LP or electric on that. Over here is going to be your water fills. So you're going to have a holding tank, freshwater tank that is 28 gallons. And then our black tank that feeds into is going to be a 32-gallon black tank. So this one is a combo. It doesn't have a separate grade of black.
Okay.
We gained some advantages on that with our bathroom floor. It kept us from having to push that up and left that bathroom area a little bit larger. Also over here on this side, you'll just have a cable hookup. So if your campground has cable, you can plug in right there. We do prep it with ZAMP solar hookups. So that's wired directly to your battery. You can do briefcase setups off of there. And then there's your 30 amp charge.
Now, is there an option for lithium on this?
This one does not have an option yet. Later this summer, you'll have a full lithium and solar option coming out from InTech.
Awesome. One other thing I noticed that I commented to Keith was that if you look at the dump, like he said, it's a combination gray-black, but it's up really high, which is kind of important. You're going with the Rover package, you might want to go off-road, but if that thing is hanging low, that is not good. So good thinking on that. And then you also have the sewer hose up high also, which is pretty awesome.
Yes.
So remember early in the video we talked about the size of this unit's really going to show when you go inside. Now again, a 19-foot unit, I'm about 6'1", I don't know how tall you are.
Yeah, 6'2".
But I mean, we have plenty of space in here. It's really kind of unbelievable how much space you have in here, and Keith is going to really talk about all the features inside because he knows it way better than I do, and I'll just kind of jump in if I have any questions.
Sounds good. So up front here we're taking advantage of that tilt forward design like you talked about. You're getting the glass up front, so it's a very open feel. You know, the frame's ending right about here, but yet we're able to sit all the way up over the A-frame. So it makes a huge dinette for a 19-foot unit. Often you would see something where it was a seat on each side, and that's basically it. Here you could fit, you know, 3-4 adults pretty comfortably. This is also going to break down into a bed for you. So there's a filler cushion. This table actually comes out. It's got a shorter leg that goes down and a filler cushion that goes on top. So you end up with about a 48 by 80 inch bed. So if kids are coming along, you have another spot for people to sleep. You're going to see a lot of storage up front as well. So as you look up above us here, these overheads, these are all going to have hold opens on them. This goes all the way back into the eyebrow of the unit, so you have a lot of storage there. And little cubbies off to the side of the unit. In the front, with this big windshield, you are going to have a roller shade. So this is kind of a neat piece because we had this company redesign this for us so it would bend back. That way it can fit back behind the cushions here and not eat into your seating space on the unit.
Yeah, that's huge, especially this big windshield. You're going to tend to get a lot of heat inside if it's sunny out. I do also notice you carpeted the finish here, which is
Yes.
nice. Everything is, we said this about the Terra Oasis when we did the video about that. We'll link that above. Everything is just finished so nicely in this unit. It's really, you could see the quality in it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're like in the galley area. Explain what's going on here.
So you'll notice we have a 3-way fridge from Dometic. So a 3-way is going to run off LP, 12 volt, or if you're hooked up to shore power. Also, we get it elevated. So a lot of refrigerators will be underneath a countertop, and that's kind of a pain to bend under to use and access. So we get this refrigerator section up. Right above that, you're going to have your stereo and your DVD player. So back behind me in the bedroom area, there's a TV that comes out on a swivel. This DVD player feeds directly into that.
Okay.
And then directly next to that's going to be your control center. And that's going to give you, run your water pump, turn on your water heater, all those items allow you to check your battery levels and your tank levels there. Then up above, you're going to have a 1 cubic foot microwave. That's going to be ran into your shore power system as well. So we try and give you as much stuff that can run off 12 volts as possible, but your microwave and your AC are going to be 2 items that are going to require that shore power.
And then I see you have a drawer.
Yep, drawer down below
Using
for
whatever
storage.
space you can.
Again, on a small unit like we talked about, any possible spot where you can get storage in is great. Another thing you'll notice on our drawers is they all have magnets then that hold them closed. So with our European style finish on these, where it doesn't lend itself to an exterior latch, we put magnets on the backside to catch everything to keep it from flying open going down the road. Also below there, you're going to have your furnace. So that's going to be a 16,000 BTU LP furnace for this unit.
That'll be plenty to heat this thing up.
Yep.
So we're now on the passenger side of your galley, and it looks like you have a burner and some other things. You want to explain what you have here?
Yeah, so you're going to have a 2 burner with a cast iron grate over the top. And then, of course, in a small unit, nice to have a glass lid that falls down because you want to optimize as much countertop space as possible. Also in that, we put a sink cover over the top of this sink. So this is a nice, big, deep farmhouse sink. The depth goes all the way down to here. You can easily fit pots and pans and everything in it. But this little rollover grate, once again, gives you a room to use it as a cutting board or just as additional countertop space if needed. So you do have a lot of room up top here.
Yeah, what I noticed was just how much you're utilizing the space here, which is great.
Yep.
Now these countertops, these are a hard surface countertop?
These are not. So this is actually a vacuum formed vinyl that goes over the top of this countertop and is hardened to it. But the nice thing about that, it gives you no edge there to see an edge banding or anything like that. It's a nice clean finish.
Yeah, you kind of had me fooled a little bit because it's very smooth.
Down below you'll have a full bank of drawers. So you're going to have plenty of storage all the way throughout. Again, all with the magnets on them to help keep them from flying open on you. And then good storage down below the sink. This is pretty much wide open, so a great spot for trash cans or bigger items to fit there. All right, so off to the side of the unit then you're going to have your bathroom. Now this is a wet bath, but it has a lot of space. You actually have 6'1" interior height to it, and then plenty of room. It's about 44 inches long and 29 inches wide, so a lot of room for you to get up in there and move around. And it doesn't feel too claustrophobic like a lot of the wet baths do. All right, so we come back to the bed area. One nice thing about an InTech, pretty much across the board, anytime we can, we use regular mattress sizes. So this is going to be a full 60 by 80 queen back here. This is a memory foam mattress that you get with the unit, but if you wanted to change it, upgrade it, or buy sheets, it's going to be very easy to find because it's standard size mattresses. Also across the back, you're going to have a TV. The TV is actually on a swivel here, so it can pop out, and if you're up in the front dinette area, it can swing around so you can see the TV, or it goes back in this position for when you're in the bedroom. Also up above, you're going to have 2 speakers. Those speakers are going to run the sound of the TV pointing directly back towards the head of the bed. More storage up above. We hadn't really touched on this yet, but we do a lot of indirect lighting inside the soles. So you'll see these cubbies are on a separate switch and they light up in a nice blue light. We also have multiple spots underneath cabinetry where we have down lighting going. So in the evenings, when it gets a little darker out, you don't have to have the, just the blinding overheads on. You can have different lighting configurations. Also here in the back, you're going to have your operation for your AC. So we try and keep that in the bedroom area so that where your comfort level is the best back here as far as where it's reading from. And then you're going to have a max air fan vent. And that is going to be directly above the kitchen area. And that's a nice big 12-inch blade. It's got 4 different speeds and can really pull a lot of air through the unit. So if you find yourself in a situation where you can't be plugged into shore power and you can't use your AC, you can now get really good ventilation with the 12-volt max air fan. All right, so then directly underneath me here in your bedroom area, again, you're going to have some more storage. This is a nice little pull-out drawer, great spot for folding clothes and everything to set into. Also across the back section, you're going to have upper cubbies all the way across there too, or upper cabinets, where again you can add some more clothing type storage. We do have room on the side of the bathroom for hanging clothes. You can also transfer those into the bathroom then during the evening when you're sleeping if you need those out of your way back here. And in the back corners you're going to see a couple little shelves, so that way for cell phones or anything at nighttime that you need to set down, and there'll be chargers and reading lights located there as well.
All right, so if a customer, potential customer, wants to contact for more information, how do they go about doing that?
So the best way, you can jump on our website, InTechRV.com, and there you'll find breakdowns of all the units and videos and descriptions about the options and what's available. From there though, if you want more information, the best way is to contact your local dealer, and on our site you can put in your zip code and it'll show you who your closest selling dealer is, and they can fill you in with pricing and more details on the units.
So in the comments below, let us know if you own an InTech or you're looking to own an InTech. Let us know if you own one, do you like it? And if you're looking to buy one, why? And for myself, MJ, and Keith out here in Napanee, we thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the road.